All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a show that completely tore up the rulebook, No Offence. It's this brilliant British police drama that somehow managed to mix gritty realism with some seriously dark comedy, and it became this massive, rule-breaking hit all over the world. So let's get into its secret formula. Okay, so let's really think about this for a second. We've all seen a million police shows, right? The genre is just packed with rules and cliches we all know by heart. So the big question is, how on earth did a show like No Offence come along and just feel so different, so fresh, and honestly, so disruptive? Well, to figure that out, you really only need to look at the very first scene of the very first episode. It just immediately lets you know. This show is playing by a whole different set of rules. I mean, this one scene just says it all, doesn't it? You think you're getting a classic chase scene, but it's completely flipped on its head. You've got this incredible female officer, Dinah, running down a suspect, in her bare feet, by the way, and just when you think you know what's going to happen, it ends with this absolutely shocking graphic moment of violence. And get this, all while Kajagoogoo's Too Shy is just cheerfully blasting from a car stereo. It's this wild collision of brutal, gritty action and completely absurd dark comedy. Just wow. And, a tone like that doesn't just happen by accident. Oh no, it was basically baked into the show's DNA from day one, and it's all thanks to this perfect creative partnership. Yeah, the show's whole identity really boils down to two key players. You've got its creator, the legendary writer Paul Abbott, and then you have its broadcaster, Britain's Channel 4. So first up, let's talk about Paul Abbott's. If you've ever seen Shameless, the original British one, you know exactly what his style is all about. He is an absolute master at mixing high-stakes drama with razor-sharp, edgy comedy. And he does it all in these really grounded, realistic working-class worlds. He's famous for giving a voice to characters and communities you just don't see on TV that often. Then, you take a guy like that and you put him with Channel 4. Now, Channel 4 is different. It's not like other broadcasters. They have this official government mandate, a remit, that basically says their entire job is to be innovative, to offer alternative points of view, and to shake things up. They are paid to take risks and reflect what Britain is really like. So what do you get when you put those two together? You get a writer who is dying to break the rules, paired with a broadcaster whose job is to break the rules. It's like the perfect creative storm. Risk-taking isn't just encouraged, it's the whole point. And that right there, that is the perfect formula for a show like No Offence. Okay, so let's dig a little deeper and see how this amazing partnership actually shaped the show, turning it into what you might call a hybrid genre. This hybrid idea is so important to understanding the show. See, on one hand, it gives you everything you expect from a cop show, right? You've got the whodunit mystery, the big board with all the clues, the team of detectives working the case. That's the repetition part. It's the stuff that feels familiar and comfortable. But then it hits you with the difference. It throws in that dark, weird humor, that intense social realism, and of course, those absolutely unforgettable characters. And it's this exact mix of the familiar and the totally unexpected that just gets you hooked. It's brilliant, really. It satisfies that part of your brain that wants a good, solid mystery, but it never, ever lets you get too comfortable. It always keeps you guessing. But where the show really, really shines, I mean, its biggest game-changing move has got to be its characters. I mean, forget your typical male-led detective squad. This whole operation is run by three of the most complex, brilliant women you'll ever see on TV. You've got Viv Deering, the boss. She's foul-mouthed, totally inappropriate, but she would walk through fire for her team. Then there's Dinah Kowalska, our hero from that wild opening scene, all heart and instinct. And you have Joy Frears, who's a bit anxious and unsure of herself, but is an absolutely brilliant detective. They just demolish every single stereotype about women in cop shows. And the show doesn't just stop at smashing gender stereotypes, not even close. It also does something pretty revolutionary with its representation of disability. It puts characters with Down syndrome right at the center of a major murder investigation. And this is where it gets really clever. The show kind of sets a trap for us, the audience. It plays on our preconceived notions. At first, you're led to believe that these characters are just going to be victims, which is, a really common and frankly damaging trope. But then, it pulls the rug out from under you. Because they are anything but passive victims. Characters like Jocelyn and her husband Mikey are shown as these fully realized, independent people with complex lives. I mean, the cops, and probably most of us watching, are totally floored when they find out Jocelyn was running her own business. These characters are crucial to the plot, and they are never, ever just defined by their disability. Okay, so let's recap. We've got this unique creative formula, a genre that's both familiar and surprising, and characters that are totally groundbreaking. So the question is, did it work? Did all this rule breaking actually translate into success? Not just at home, but everywhere. The answer is a resounding yes. This daring mix of grit, humor, and progressive characters didn't just land in the UK. It turns out it had this incredibly powerful and universal appeal. Just look at France, for instance. When the show premiered there on a major public channel, France 2, it pulled in over 5 million viewers. I mean, 5 million. This wasn't some quirky little British show that found a small audience. This was a full-blown European sensation. So why? Why did it connect with so many people in so many different places? Well, when you look at it, it's actually the perfect recipe for a global hit. It gave audiences that familiar detective story structure that everyone loves, but it dressed it up in this gritty, social realist style that's super popular in Europe. It took the old maverick pop idea and made it fresh with these amazing female leads, and it was all set in this diverse, multicultural world that just felt real and relatable no matter where you were watching from. So what's the big takeaway here? I think No Offense is just incredible proof that taking big risks, challenging what people expect to see, it's not just some artsy gamble. It can be the actual formula for making television that's relevant, that resonates, and that succeeds on a massive global scale. And it really leaves you with one big question, doesn't it? Why aren't more shows this brave?